What's up YouTube, it's Louis here bringing you today's cryptocurrency video where we will be covering Matic slash Polygon. So we have broken back into the rising wedge. Is this the end? No, it's not. Okay, so let's get through this. So of course we have this fib measuring from May till July, measuring the dip basically from the top to the bottom, swing high to swing low. We started retracing through the fibs. Once you break above, and I've been telling you this for months on end, once you break above the 0618, which is $1.55, that is where you basically validate minimal the one. So you met that target at $2.71. That target's been met. Once you get above the one, eventually hold it as support. You have these technical targets. So once you break the 0618, confirm that as support, which you did very nicely here. And every time you come up, you come back down, come out, come back down, and you keep holding as support. So the whales keep buying at this level, basically. They love this level, basically. That's what I'm working out from this, basically. And if we were to lose this daily 20 now, then I would think that the 786, basically $2 exactly, then you'd wick below this. But I think that $2 exactly, that larger 786, will hold very nicely. As long as you're above that 0618 and you break above the 1, we are in a technical target to the 1618, $6.73. But I think it could go to $6.50 or $7 basically. But we need to come to these first targets first. $4 and $5, where the 1.272 and the 1414 is sitting at. So we need to look at them first. All three of these would be amazing take profit points, basically. Whether that's to invest again or just to take out and leave it on the sides. Of course, this is not financial advice at all, but this is what I'd be looking to do. So because we've broken now back into this, you're basically in a bearish pattern, and this bearish pattern has breakdown targets. Your final target being 68 cents. Now, just because that's your technical target, it doesn't mean that you have to meet it. And of course, we haven't broken out of it yet. We just broke back in it. So it basically means that you should break down out of it. But if you were to hold, as I said, the 786, the 55 daily EMA, and the ascending support, then we shouldn't have no problem. And we should continue back up and shouldn't worry about a breakdown, basically. We shouldn't break down. So if we were to, your first target would be this low, $1.50. Next target, $1. Final target, 68 cents. Because you're basically retraced to each higher low. So this would be the first, second, and third target. Now from each point, you could actually bounce off and get back inside. So you can see here the 200 daily EMAs lining up here. So if you're to come down to it, get back into this, then you'd invalidate further downside. Same with this target. And of course, if you meet this, then you create a new pattern anyway, and that'll probably be some large double bottom, one bottom neckline, second bottom. But I'm not seeing this at all. I'm not even seeing this one. Why? Because we're still inside, basically. We haven't broken down out of it yet. Only when you lose that $2, that 786, the 55, and the ascending support, that is when you're basically in a technical target to the downside, to that final target, 68 cents. Until then, I'm not seeing that whatsoever. Yes, we've broken back in, but we can still break back out. We could bounce from the 20 or even the 55 and continue outwards. So I'm going to get rid of this for now. I'm just going to hide it. And I was hiding some other ones, so I'm going to get them back on the chart. Let's get them right. No, wrong one. This one and this one, because this is where I left you guys off. I haven't changed anything since I left you guys. So the fibs from the last videos are still here. So we were measuring from down the top here to the bottom because we had this dip. We started pumping back up, and I said as long as we are above the golden pocket over here, the 050 and the 0618, we are in a technical target to 1618 at $3.30. Now we ran into the 1.272 at $2.88, respect that exactly as resistance, and now we're retracing. And with that retracement, you've actually lost that the new support. Basically, you never actually back tested it as support. You see, you broke above, broke down, broke above, broke down. You never backtested that support. You've actually have backtested it as resistance right now, currently. I would like to see a better backtest, but this is fine at the moment. I'd like to see like space in the charts, gaps in the chart, where you eventually come back up, not instantly. A lot of time when it's instantly, it can become a fake out, but I'm not saying that it will. I'm just saying it can. Not all the time, but it can. So I'd like to see this come back up and break this now. Of course, this is the daily time frame. I don't think we're going to pump that much today. So basically, we're under it. We're using it as resistance at the moment. If you can break above it, it will invalidate basically further downside. So technically speaking, you can see we were ranging from the bottom to the top, from the top to the bottom. So basically, if you are to confirm this as resistance, higher likelihood you do eventually come to the bottom. That doesn't mean it's going to drop down to here instantly. It will take days, and the longer it takes, the higher this ascending support. The support basically ascends more, basically, because you're coming down eventually. I don't know exactly when it's going to come down. If it comes down in 2 days, that's going to be there. Your bottom on the 9th of January would be there. So it just depends how long it wants to take to come down. But the longer it does take to come down, this will start dragging up. So you might not even come to the bottom. You might just come to that 55 and hold that. And look where the 55 is lining up with our golden pocket, basically, the 050 and the 0618. So it could be that you lose the 20, come to the 050, which I said earlier on in the video already, and hold that as support, and we would see continuation to this 1618. So we also had these smaller fibs. I'm going to go to the 4 hour now to look at this. So we had these smaller fibs over here, and you've basically created the reversal wave on them because you lost the 0618 and back tested it as resistance. So it means we're going to come to the 0, which we've done. We haven't lost it yet, but we're going to give you technical targets to the downside. Actually speaking, as long as you don't lose the 0, you have chances of actually going back up. And on the 4 hour time frame, you haven't formed a bearish cross yet, so that's positive. But of course, you're below the 20 and you're below the 55, so we should continue downwards. Basically, you're going to get that bearish cross unless you have a pump up, get back above this rising wedge resistance, confirm it as support, which is also that 0618, and that would validate $2.94 as a technical target, that 1618, which would bring you back above that 1.272. So that's that for now with these fibs. I'm now going to get you some new ones because, again, as I said, if you lose that 0 point, we will be heading down, and we need to look for levels where we will come down to. So on the daily time frame, we were talking about this golden pocket, and that would make sense anyway, because I've told you in the past, you can come to the 1, you can come to the 1.272 and retrace. But as long as you hold this as support, this golden pocket, we will eventually get to the 1618 at $3.33. But of course, lose this now, we're going to get you some targets to the downside. So swing low to swing high. You should have held that 0618. You did, you lost it. Then you backtest it as resistance, creating that reversal wave with a minimal target of the 1. When you get to the 1, you can create this large double bottom like this and continue up. Obviously, you want to hold that 618 first, and then we'll continue up to those targets we just spoke about, using the little fibs from here to here, giving us those impulsive wave targets. But of course, you come to the 0 / this new fibs 1, measuring from here to here. We would have liked to hold the 0618 before continuation. You see, push, exhaustion, continuation, but you lost the 618 and you've back tested it as resistance, creating that reversal wave. I say in all my videos, when you lose 618, you come to the 786, where we have a chance of getting back above the 618 and confirm it as support and heading up. But you can see you can also reject it, which means that you will come to the 1. Now you've done that. As long as you hold this 1, we won't go to these further targets. Now let's look at the targets. So our 1618, which would be our targets at $2.16, which is inside our golden pocket. And guys, what did I say? As long as we hold this golden pocket, we're in a technical target to the 1618. So even if you lose $2.42, even if you lose the 1, we should be okay, because your 1618, your target is still inside of the / above the golden ratio, the golden pocket. And you can see on the 4 hour, your 200 EMA is actually above it, lining up with the 1414. So depending on how long this takes to drop, this is going to start dragging up. So you could even see that we only come down to the 1.272. Now, if we were to revert back to that daily time frame, you can see that the 55 EMA is acting as confluence as well, because by the time you come down on the daily time frame, then of course this should drag up to the 1618, which would be your technical target. And guys, remember, that is all above this larger fib retracement measuring from May to July. And as long as you're above that 786, which is $2, we will continue. But remember, I said you can always come down to that 618. And as long as you're above the 618, we are going to 1618, $6.73. I've given you all the cases today, bullish and bearish. So I hope you guys enjoy this video. Let's get this to 25 or even 30 likes. I know that we can do it. You guys are the best community for always coming back to the channel. Thank you guys. I'll catch you in the next one. And as always, peace.